to see you. Hiya, you're watching Crafters TV. How's your Sunday going so far? Out of 10. Go on. 6 out of 10. 6 out of 10. How about we that up a notch?
Let's go for it.
Let's go for it. We have got a first look for you. This means you get a super sneaky peek of some treats that we've got launching for you tomorrow. I've also got some very special deals on in this show, but I shall tell you more later. If we've not met before, hi, nice to meet you. My name's Becky. It's really, really lovely to be with you. And what can I tell you about myself that you may or may not already know? I was once allergic to tomatoes, but I'm not anymore. Yes, Craigle.
So, and actually, it's a nice little time then, because we've not seen you for a while.
Yeah.
So what have you been up to? Because you've been doing really well, haven't you? You've been very busy.
Well, I've been quite busy.
Blow your own trumpet.
Yeah.
Do it. Do it.
So yes, I have been doing my masters, at which I got a distinction.
Yay.
It was the top of my class.
Awesome.
Yeah. So yes, I have been basically been a SWAT, and yeah, busy bee, journalism, life, and yeah. So it's really, really lovely to be back here because this much more creative, as I'm sure you can imagine.
Not a lot of writing.
Exactly that. We have got so many goodies on for you today. We truly do. I really want to remind you of 2 deadlines. Speaking of, education. Deadlines. The tonight deadline. 2 things ending this evening. 1, the spring sale. And 2, our Treat 25 code. Now, if you've seen anything that you've had your eye on that isn't part of our spring sale, that is an individual item, today you can get 25% off it, no questions asked. Well, that's a lie, 1 question asked. What's the promo code? And the promo code is TREAT25. If you pop that in before midnight tonight, 1 per person on 1 item, you will get 25% off. And do you know what I really like about this? We're not being stingy about this. Have you ever done those things where you go into the shops and it's like, buy 3 items, get the cheapest, for 10% off or whatever it might be? We haven't done that. If you've got loads of things in your basket and they're individual items, the highest price one, we're going to give you 25% off.
Wow.
So that's good, that, isn't it?
It's really good.
Not stingy.
Not at all.
25% off with the code TREAT25. Another one I've got for you is your spring sale code. We've been enjoying the spring sale, but it does finish tonight. So if you head on over to our website and go into the spring sale, our individual items you'll find in there, use the code SPRING5 and you get an extra 5% off, but that only lasts again today. So that's what we have got coming up for you. Speaking of coming up for you, we have got a first look treat. You may well know that he's already here, but I'm going to introduce him to you as if you don't. We have got the Bay in the Blazer. It is Craigle Bagel.
Oh, I love all the names that you come up with for me. Still my favourite. It's always going to be Craigle Bagel.
Craigle Bagel, yeah. The all-rounder. Like a bagel. No one's, been able to purchase this yet.
No.
People might not have actually even had a sneaky peek of it properly yet. What would you say your first reaction was when you saw this collection?
So do you want to know what my reaction was when I heard about the collection?
Go ahead, please do.
I thought, probably not for me.
Okay, tell me why.
Probably not for me, because I thought, thinking of the wildflowers, I love creating cards when it comes to florals, but I love things such as the peonies, the rose. I love those. I thought, wildflowers, is it really going to be for me? And I know probably some of you at home are now going to be thinking, yeah, well, of course he's a way to say what he's a way to say. And then I've seen the collection. And what I love as well, it's not too small, it's not too big, it's that media in the middle of the road there. And what you've got It's that buildability when it comes to your own little bouquet. Now, when it comes to that, you'll see, and we'll go through it all in that little bit more detail, or a lot more detail, when it comes to the elements here. But when you combine the papers, which Faye once again has just blown it out the park, the colours of that linen cardstock, but the aperture frame dies that you've got, the lovely little quirky stamps that just make you smile. It's all about that wildflower floral aspect. It's such a gorgeous collection. The elements that are combined together, I just absolutely adore it. And you're going to be using the dies that you've got included as silhouette features. You're going to colour them, you're going to ink them, you're going to spritz with them, you're going to cut them into colour cardstock. There is so many things that you can do that will show you over the next 2 hours.
There's just loads to enjoy
There
in
is.
this, and you know, I think it's really nice that you've been so honest there and gone, actually the idea of it, not for me. Seen it in real life, and we've figured it out. And I think that is what quite a few of you know may well feel when you're thinking of wildflowers, especially if you are maybe more into the kind of horticultural structured flowers that Craig was talking about before. This could well surprise you. Should we dive on in and have a little look? Let's do it. We've got so much in here, including the likes of linen papers. Let's start off, if we may. This is your brand new first look at our wonderful wildflower collection. So you're going to be getting your paper in here. You can see the fabulous texture within this. It is sensational. First time we've ever brought this to you in any collection, this wonderful collection. I'll talk to you more about it. Also, can I just remind you, we've got our social superstar looking after you today. If there's anything that is pinpointing to you that you really like, feel free to ask us questions about it. If there's something you want a bit of a different idea on, feel free to ask us about it. If you want to take a closer look at anything, feel free to ask me and we can accommodate you. If you are watching now in the UK, it is 7 minutes past 2 and 27 seconds. Then we are live, so you can absolutely ask those questions. Get onto our socials and they'll look after you. So, first time to see this. I've also got my embossing folder. Now this is beautiful, isn't it? This is really, really lovely. You've got details of the large flowers here. You've got elements here where they're sort of unfurling almost, and then you've got moments where you can actually see the direction they're in. Now when I'm looking at something like this, although it might sound a bit unusual, I'm actually thinking of maybe even getting out your tri-blend with this, because you've actually got petals here where the petals are completely facing forward, so you know for well the light would be catching them. Bit of tri-blends on there, it's going to look great to really bring them to life. Let's have a look. I've got some tricolours on the show actually later. I've also got for you here your Wildflower edge die. Now this is your meadow flowers. They're really wonderful, aren't they? Again, you've got the sort of negative and positive in areas on this, which is really eye-catching. Do you think you'd be able to paper piece with these? Yeah. They're nice big open petals, aren't they? So that could be quite an easy area for you to do. Because if we're looking at the larger petals on this flower, it's just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and it's only 6 pieces, and you would have completely paper pieced that as a design. So that could be quite a nice, quick and easy one to do. I'm going to stick with your dies for the moment. 2 dies here. You've got an inner and an outer. Use them together, and this is the look you get. Just use the inner, and this is the detail you'll get. So you've really got the opportunity to play around with these. That colour is gorgeous, isn't it? It's quite like rambunctious, isn't it? It's got this almost like Moe kind of Bordeaux, like a deep red wine colour. It's really lovely. I think that's nice. We will talk more about the papers in a moment, but before I forget, let me show you these sentiments. Now, Craig was chatting about these. They are really nice. There's some unusual ones here. You Grow Girl. I really like that. I think that could be actually quite cute on a memory book as well, you know, maybe younger pictures of a person growing up. Life is better with flowers. Stop and smell the flowers. Have a blooming good day. Let Love Grow. Isn't that a song?
Let Love Grow.
Yeah. Is that a song by Beatles? Let
it grow. Let it
be. It's not
Let
that.
it
That's
be.
nothing like that.
No.
That's literally one word that I got the same. I thought it was. People at home would know. Flowers are happiness. Let your dreams blossom. If friends were flowers, I'd pick you. And have I missed one? Oh, bloom where you are planted. Oh, and that's it. Where flowers bloom, so does hope. There are some really wonderful sentiments on there, and I think they're the type of sentiments that if someone's having a little bit of a difficult time, it would raise a smile. If it's a summertime card and you want to, you know, maybe invite someone to something up and coming, a picnic and an outdoor play, whatever it might be, it's going to raise a smile. I think if you've got someone who loves, you know, being out in the garden, you've got that here, it's going to raise a smile. And also I would say that these sentiments, they do mix and match with maybe some others that we've had in the past, so that's a lovely one. Let's continue, shall we, with some dies, but also a stencil. Have a nosy. So the stencil with these lines up perfectly with those individual pieces that I showed you earlier on, so that you can fold them over to make your bouquet. We'll talk more about them later. And then you have got your dies. Now, these dies are brilliant because can you see how many of them are open? Lovely to add your colour in, lovely to get a bit of an emboss going on these ones. You can build your own bouquet for those people you love. I always leave the paper till last. I think everyone does that, don't they? I think so, they must do. Let's talk with your cardstock. We've got textured linen finish cardstocks for you here, and I have got this fabulous range of colours. You do get multiples of each. We have got this hue. Would you want me to say it's like a mauve, almost, touching upon it, possibly a lilac kind of hue? I think that's so, so pretty. And actually, just imagine this. Imagine getting sort of a die cut and maybe cutting a circular shape from this, popping it at the top of that, you've got yourself a little ice cream there, haven't you? That could be your ice cream cone. Yeah, I think that'd be, what, raspberry ripple maybe? Maybe strawberry? Strawberry?
Or what about really going out there?
Go on.
Lavender ice cream.
Sometimes you are very bougie and I like it.
Yeah, you like it.
I've also got this wonderfully intense detail for you. Remember, because you've got the texture, nothing stopping you taking some of that back as well. Then I've got for you this. Now that is just fuchsia, isn't it? That is a happy colour. That is a smiling hue. Most popular colour in the world, as we found out yesterday. This is our beautiful blue. And it's a real, it's almost periwinkle actually, if you pair it with some of those purples in particular. Definitely got that sky blue. It's a wonderful optimistic blue. You know, you can say you've got sort of moody blues. This I think is really optimistic. It makes you smile. I've then got aubergine. Now that is a real true aubergine colour. It's that perfect purple. It's intensity. It's a really nice unisex colour this, and I do have to say, I do love a tonal design. So possibly with that lighter purple, that could go really nicely. And then bringing to you, now this is a really unusual colour. It is a red, but it's definitely got almost pink hues in the background of it. Again, take your sanding block, take that back if you want to mute it down slightly. I've also got that glorious green, which of course is going to be great for all of your dyes that are, for example, the fauna within this. So let's bring the 12 by 12. So you've got 180 JSM on this, so nice and sturdy, but can still be torn and created lovely pieces. 36 pages in total. So no, it's not been opened. It's not been opened.
Do you want to do a swap?
Pardon?
Do you want to do a swap?
Yeah, go on. Although I do still want to open this one too.
But I can open that one while you're showing that one.
Do you know what that is?
What's that?
Teamwork.
Teamwork.
Making.
The dream work.
Exactly. Thank you. Just look at this. These are pieces of artwork in themselves. Now, I know that we do have sensational pages, but if you walked into a rather nice modern hotel and saw this in a frame, you wouldn't bat an eyelid, would you?
No.
You wouldn't think who's put that piece of 12x12 in. That should be a card. I just think it's artistry. It really is. And we'll talk more about these as we go on. But just to show you, you've got so many different stunning pages. Double-sided. Oh, look at that one.
Look at that one.
I mean, you've got these fabulous double-sided designs. What I'm appreciating with these ones is, ooh, you've got the real obvious, bold, quite sprightly florals, but then the antonym to those is the textures. They're just antonym. Sorry, it's just the opposite. You've got just the textures. So it's not as if you've got one side that's a really bold flower and then the opposite side of it is a really bold flower, and you go, oh no, which one do I want to choose? These are almost paired up so that they will marry up perfectly. So you don't have to pick one side or the other. I love this page. I think that is so modern, isn't it? They're just incredible pages. It really is a collection and a half, and we've kind of quickly sprited through this, but I want to know your opinion on it. Tell me your first thoughts. What 3 things come to mind when you're looking at this? Maybe there's 3 words that come to mind when you're looking at this. What ideas are coming to mind when you're looking at this? Who were you going to make for? What's your favourite item of this? Maybe you'd like to tell us. Have a little look, and again, I'll show you all of these are part of this phenomenal launch bundle that we're bringing to you tomorrow. I've got some items that I'll bring to you on this show that will pair up with it really nicely, and I've got some demos coming up in just a second. But do feel free to head on over to our socials and let us know what you're loving about this, what is standing out. We'd love to hear from you. I've got lots of people in. Sarah's with us. Hiya, Sarah. How are you? Sarah's going, yay, I made it. Hello, my crafty friends. And, oh my, huge hello and hug. Welcome back, Becky.
Welcome back.
Thanks.
Welcome back. Welcome back.
Welcome back. I feel like that's something they might chant at the wrestling.
Well, that's you know, on a couple of occasions last night at like 2 in the morning, I was chanting that while watching night.
2 in the morning?
I was up till 3:30. It was Becky, it's night 1 of WrestleMania last night.
Right.
So in the UK,
Right.
it kickstarts at 1 a.m. So it kicks out because it was in the Sophia Stadium in LA. Bear with me on this one here. So it was 5 p.m. Pacific time kickoff.
Right.
And then so it was 8 p.m. Eastern time. So yeah, it was 1 a.m. here in the UK. So that was just night 1. Couldn't last till 5 a.m. So I got to about 3:30, went to bed, but I got up early so I could watch the rest of it before I come in. But yeah, that's just night 1. Cracking night. How many sleep? So 3:30, so 3:30, 4. So I got about 2 hours sleep.
Blimey!
Yeah. And it'll be the same. It'll be the same for tomorrow because I'm in tomorrow. I don't have any shows. I'm in the next studio doing a full day of filming.
Right.
So it's going to be exactly the same. But
right.
yeah. No, I could, Charlotte, watch it on catch up, but then I'm going to find out the results when I get to work, unless I stay off my phone, which I can't do.
Right.
So no, it's the one. We still call it a pay-per-view, but it's on the network. It's the one that I stay up and watch as much as I can live. When it comes,
was there a highlight of the whole wrestling?
Actually, the whole love the first night. Incredible storylines, credible matches. Yeah, I don't want to spoil it because I know there's many of you that do follow it, so I don't want to spoil any of the results for those that haven't watched it.
Yeah.
But awesome night, so cannot wait for tonight because we're going into a biggie.
Yeah, that's so keep you on the edge of your seat.
85,000 fans.
Brilliant.
85,000 fans.
85,000.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Okay. So no plot spoilers from lovely Craig about WrestleMania. No plot spoilers from me about Hollyoaks, although it's been really good recently. Hello to Rachel, who's saying hi from Brighton in South Australia. Hello to you. Lovely to see you. Hello, Sarah saying a huge hello to Craig as well. We can't forget, as you're one of my favourite people.
Oh, I bet you say it to all of them on the team.
I love it. Good morning, Teresa. How are you? It's lovely that you're in from Illinois today. Hope everyone's having a wonderful day. Yeah, we're having a good one. Thank you very much. Yeah, no too shabby. Do feel free to let us know what you're up to this Sunday, what you are loving about this, or what your creative ideas are. Speaking of creative ideas, I reckon you can help us out here.
Yeah, let's dive into a demo, but let's have a look at some finished samples here, because straight in the back there, this is what I mean about building your bouquet, and this is what it enables you to do. Now, Becky, you can use these dies, these silhouette dies, as I call them, as exactly that, silhouette cards. You know, your white cardstock or your black cardstock, but you can build up your silhouette, you can do the colouring with your tri-blends like we're away to do right now. But then if you want to use that edgeable, then you can do as well.
What is that? A jelly bopter.
I can feel the ground shake anyway.
Yeah, wow.
Let's pass it now. So if you want to use that edgeable just on the edge of your card and do the paper piece in, then you can do. But then, do you know what? This is, it's not controversial, but do you know what I like about this embossing folder?
Tell me.
It's not actually really deep. It's a 2D embossing folder. Now, it's not as deep as our other 2D embossing folders.
Right.
It's just very, very, very shallow, but it's lovely. That's really nice.
Would you use it in the same way as the 2D? Right,
well,
okay.
I'll be using it just shortly in my next demonstration. I would pop in another shim just to enhance the depth. If you want, you know, the intention is for it to be quite shallow, but if you want that little bit extra depth, you could add in your metal shim. But yeah, it's really nice. We'll always go on about really deep embossing folders, but then look at this one here. Creating a little box frame and then creating that focal point framework all the way around with your little bouquet. Again, you're edgeable, and then, do you know what? I'm not going to show you any more just now. We'll go into demonstration, and then the other samples that I've got, I will show you them after. So we will go through all the finished samples throughout this show.
Perfect. Sorry to interrupt,
No,
but just to let you know, I don't have one here. It's just hiding over there, but it also comes with a 6x6, just to let you know, of the paper pads.
It does indeed.
Something extra.
It really, really does. And that's beautiful as well. I would say this collection is very unisex as well for the florals when it comes to the guys, because craft card, black cardstock, or of course brights if you love the brights like I do.
Yeah.
But what I've already done is I've gone in with that kind of, it's a unique red when it comes to this linen cardstock.
It really
you know,
is, isn't it?
It really is, isn't it? It's got that, as you said, that yellowy tones, but then with a peachy tone when it comes to the red. So I've cut that to 8 by 4 1/4, and in my actual pattern paper, I've come down 1/4 of an inch, which is 7 3/4 by 4 inches. It is indeed. And then I went round the edge with one of my water reactive ink pads. So I just went round with one of my dark ones. And what I'm then going to do is I've already got my low tack tape, my double-sided tape on the back. Of course, you can use your tape runner, but you know what I'm like. If I've got the time, I always like to go back to my double-sided tape because it's always my preference. And then onto a card blank I've created myself, 8 1/4 by 4 1/2. And then what I've also done, using some craft card, which is going to work perfectly with this collection, I've created my own little wraparound box. So this layer here, it is 4 inches by 5 1/2. And then in actual fact, I'm going to do it this way because it's easier to explain. So it is 4 inches in height by 5 1/2. I've scored at 1/2 inch. I've scored at 2 1/2. I've scored at 3, and then I've scored at 5 1/4. 5 inches. And then what that does, once I fold them around, it creates this little wrap that you can see just here. So what I've also done is I've taken another piece of craft card, 5 inches by 3 inches, and I've scored at 1/2 inch all the way round. So I've already got my low tack. What is it with me and low tack tape today?
Dunno.
It's not low tack tape, it's red liner tape, it's the high tape. And what I've done is I've gone in and I've popped that just onto the edges. Now, done that one for speed, of course. Your red liner tape is going to be perfect for this. What I would do at home, I do tend to use my tacky glue, and I would certainly tend to use my tacky glue whenever I'm using craft card because it's very, very fibrous. But because we're live, And just to fill in a bit of time, what I've just gone in and done is use my red liner tape. And then I've put a strip on my end tab here. So all that I'm going to do is just fold that in on itself. So this is where you've got your little wrap, and it will be the wrap for a little box here. And then I'm just going to fold that one in, line that one up along the top here. So if I line that in all the way around, press that into place, and then what we've then got is like a little drawer. So if we then just pop that one into place, so it's kind of like a little matchstick drawer that you've got going. And then what I've also done as well, one of the pattern papers I've cut to just over 3 3/4 by just over 1 3/4. And also gone round with the, well, it doesn't really matter whether it's the jet black or the noir black or any of the darker ones. And then all that I'm going to do is I'm just going to go in, pop this on the top. Now, of course, you could pop this layer before you actually assemble the wrap. That's entirely up to you. But I just wanted to show you how to create that matchbox effect. So I'm just going to press that one in, and then I can even just flatten that and press that one in. And then we get to go into our floral. So I can set that one out the way for now. And I'm going to bring in our multi-purpose cardstock. And I'm going to bring in the dies. So there's these ones here. It's what's called the mailbox flowers, because this is where you've got that template as well. And we will use that just shortly. But then all that I need to do is just pick out which ones I want to use, Becky. You've got a lovely selection. You've got some of the foliage, you've got some of the stems that are then going to attach onto the flower heads if you choose to use them in that way. And then let's just layer them over the top. And it's like you were saying before, you'll be thinking of different occasions in which you can use these for. It is a lovely collection, not that we love to make sympathy cards. However, it is a collection you'll be able to dot into for sympathy cards because it's not over the top, it's not in your face. You've got that floral element, but then you can decide on how powerful the colours you want to be. If you want to use other cardstock, other linen card, then of course you can do. But let's just go in with these ones. I'm going to go in with this one as well. And then you can just go over the top. I'm just going to lay them at the side. Now I'm going to bring in my low tack tape. So we're just going to pop them into place. I'm just going to tape them so that they're not going to move. As you can see with the size of these ones, if you were to do them individually, they're going to go through your mini. No problem whatsoever. So we can just go in, lay that one up, go in with my plates, do a wafer thin die, so it's the same plate configuration as you would normally do. I'm just going to add line and then pop that one through my junior and add that one on. And then there was actually a card that I'd done using this collection last week and I've left it at home. But what I've done is I've actually just cut out the flowers in white card, done it again in black, and then done a drop shadow. So you've got that white, black-esque silhouette effect, which works an absolute treat. Actually, I might have, if I remember correctly, I might have posted it on either my Facebook or my Instagram, that you'll be able to check that one out. Now, with these ones here, I would highly recommend that you do is run them through with your embossing mat, because you've actually got all this embossed detail. So if I turn that one round, so you've got all that detail there, but there's no cutting edge, Becky. So that lets you know that you've got an element of emboss. So what I can then do is let's just either pop it back in, or you can just take them off. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go in, make sure my tape's off of them. And then you can then just simply slot them back in to place. And then what we can then do, so I'm going to do it the other way around so it's easier for me. So sit them in. So you've got additional florals, some that are going to work really, really well with your, what was that collection? I keep going to say Hyacinth collection, Wisteria collection.
Wisteria.
That would work well with that one. So let's pop these little bits out.
Beautiful.
And then again, all that I'm going to do is I'm just going to go in and I'm just going to slot them back in, but I'm having it so that the die cut is facing upwards.
Upwards, okay.
So let's pop that one in. Now what you could have done is if you were more careful than I was, as it comes out, when it all stays in place, you could have then just switched over into your embossing mat. But as you can see, if they do come out, don't worry about it. What you can just do is just have them sitting back into place. The other thing that you can do, I'm not going to do it with this one because it doesn't need it. I am going to do it with this one. It's kind of like the daisy. What you can also do as well, in actual fact, I'll not emboss this daisy. I'll do it separately. Actually, it's not quite cut anyway, so we can run that through again in a minute. Set that one in. I'm going to lay my embossing mat over the top, my frosted shim, and then my top cutting plate. Remember, when you are doing embossing with the purple mat, you do not need your magnetic shim. There's not a technique out there where you need your embossing mat and that magnetic shim. It's never needed. It's always one or the other. So as we take this one out, what we've then got is we've got all of that beautiful embossed detail that's popped through. So all those little apertures within the actual floral has then been pushed through, which makes it look beautiful. I know it's always harder, certainly when it's on white on the screen. But if you don't want to go to that full extent, but you do want that bit of emboss, what you can also do, and it's actually something I do quite often, Becky, is die cut it. So let's die cut this little daisy. I'm going to pop that one in. Let's then run it through. So let's take same plate configuration for die cutting. So back to my frosted, my magnetic, and then top plate. So we're going to run this one through, and then this time what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take one of my ball tools. Now it could be the one from your scoreboard, or it could be one that's got a really fine ball on the end. And then what you can do, so if you're only going to do a couple, you don't really want to go to that extent of running them through it again with your embossing mat, all you need to do is just go in and just infill. So all your ball tool's going to do is it's going to follow that inner edge on the opposite side. So essentially what you're doing is you're just embossing it yourself.
Brilliant.
So it's a nice way to actually add that detail. And if anything, you can usually get, depending on the pressure you're applying, you can actually get a little bit more depth of emboss than what you would do with the mat, because you're in control of how hard that you're pressing. So once again, you can do it that way if you so wish. So if I take this one out, and then you were saying earlier on how it works with colouring in with your tri-blends or your classiques. So that's exactly what we're going to do.
Oh, fab.
We're going to bring these ones in here. So these ones, I'm going to move them out of the way now. Now I'm just going to be using our, what I class as our normal tri-blends. So I've got the colours, because I won't be able to colour them all, but what I can do is go through the colours that I've used for my finished ones.
Okay.
So this one just being the ice blue. In actual fact, let's go in with my gold yellow blend first. Because these ones here, Becky, are the daisies, all that I'm going to do is go in with that gold yellow. And you could, if you wanted to, you could absolutely do this with your Nina cardstock. However, because I've not got a great big area to colour, and because I'm still blending, but I've not got a lot of depth that I want to create, I'm more than happy to just do this with my multi-purpose. So go in, so still following that, flipping the ends, so going in with the light. I always start off with the light first. It's kind of giving it a base, or as I like to say, prime the cardstock. And then I start to go in with the dark, the mid, and then finish off with the light. This time I am going to go back in with that dark, and I'm just going to do little dots, finish that one off. Do the same within this one here. So I'm just laying down that light tone into that part there, and then let's go in with that darker edge. So if I lay that where I want that to be quite dark, let's blend that one out. And although I'm using the white multi-purpose and of course the tri-blends, if you were to cut this in your watercolour card, then you can start to do all your own watercolours of florals.
Perfect.
Which would look beautiful. It would look really, really nice. Plus you'll get that little bit of texture from that watercolour. And then all that I'm going to do is I'm just going to go in now with the ice blue. which at first if you're going for a daisy, you might think, it's a bit random for that daisy, instead of it being white, which you could absolutely leave white. But if I just lay that blue down, and then once again, I'm just going to go in underneath. And I'm kind of sketching, Becky. I'm not saturating my cardstock like I would tend to do if I was colouring in a stamped image. I'm just going in and I'm just kind of sketching and pulling. So we can do that. Take the ends of that one out as well. And then I'm not going to do that other side. What I can then do is let's do the green. So let's go in with the light green, and then I can then follow all the way down. So we're just going to go in, we're going to follow, and I'm just going to apply that light, pull that all the way in. This one it's actually it's called the light green blend.
Okay.
Work that down. And then once again, what you can then come in and do, you can then decide where you want any your darker shade, your lighter shade. If I just come in into here, I'm just going to pull that just down ever so slightly towards one edge. I'm going to do the same down into here, and then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to come down this side into there. I don't actually need to come all the way down, because you'll see just shortly, you're not going to see much of that. But let's just go in with that mid-tone, blend that one out, like so. And then I'm just going to leave that one for there. What I can do is let's do one more. Let's go in with what could be your hydrangea. Is it hydrangea I'm thinking of?
I don't know, isn't it a lupin? Or almost like the top of what's the smelly ones? Lavender, maybe?
Oh, it could be actually, yeah.
Or a bit
yeah.
like foxglove?
Foxglove, yes, that's it. Could be.
Or what did you say, Producer Lily? A buddleia? I don't know what a buddleia is. Sounds like a drink. Yes, I'll have a G&T and a buddleia, please. I don't know, I'm not very good with flowers. Apparently, it is also known as the butterfly bush. I do know what a buddleia is now. I think I've got one in my garden. It's always got butterflies on it.
Always got them.
Yeah, well, not always, time of year, but yeah.
There you go, it could be. And then I suppose that's the thing as well. They may initially look like a specific flower, but if you want it to be something completely different, something completely unique, then of course you can do. No problem at all.
Change the colour and...
You can.
Make it mystical.
Yeah, of course you could, yeah, absolutely. Let me just take
crocus. Could look a bit like a crocus as well, actually, now I think of.
Yes.
You know, like the ombre crocus.
Yeah, it could be. It could be. But then you might just want to go to town and create your own colours. You might want it to be completely bright and bold and in your face. Like within this one here, I've gone in with the magenta. Yeah, and with the magenta, what I have done is I've just gone in with the light tone, and then I've just done lots of little dots with the darker tone. So I'm not doing any blending, because you don't have to. Yeah, it's nice if you do that, but it doesn't mean that you have to do that every time. A nice little lay down of colour is more than enough. But then what you can then start to do is then colour all of the other ones. So if I bring these ones in, so I'll tell you the colours that I have done. So let's bring these ones in, let's bring these ones in, let's bring that one in, let's go in with that one. So I've used the dark red and also the jade green. I've used the magenta and also the dull green. This one here, I've gone in with the hydrangea blend and also the light dull green. And then that one there, I used the light green, I used the ice blue, and also the gold yellow for that one. So that's just creating my own little I actually might just keep that one as well. So I'm going to set them to the side for now, but I'm also going, actually, I won't do it because I've already got these ones. Using a few of those dies, Becky, I've gone in and using some of that green linen cardstock.
Lovely.
I've just run them through. So I've got these ones here, so I can set them to the side. What I can then do is let's go in with that little template, and then let's go in with the craft paper that you're also getting in that collection when it launches tomorrow. And all that you need to do is just lay it over the top, lay it over the top, and where you've got your little aperture lines, just go in with your pencil. Simple as that. Of course, if you're quite nifty when it comes to folding your papers, you don't necessarily have to use that template all the time. But then you can either go in and just fold it yourself, just following the lines, or if you want to have that helping aid when it comes to the scoreboard, you can do that. Just go in and then just give them a light score a few times, because it's your paper, craft paper. And then if you want to rub them out again, you can. But all that I'm going to do is I'm just going to fold them in on themselves, so I don't need to worry about rubbing them out. And then that creates your own little bouquet pocket. I mean, how cute is that?
That's adorable.
It is so, so cute. So all that you then need to do is come in with a little bit of your glue, your adhesive. So I knew that was going to happen. I'm gunked up. And we're just getting there. So I'm just going to do a tiny little strip into there, and then what we can then do is just press that in, let that grab. So we're going to let that one grab, and then what we can do is let's move that to the side. Let's bring in our card. Let's bring in our little matchbox that we've got here. Now for me, what I like to do, Becky, is I like to assemble all this first, and then I come along and you'll see what I'm away to do with the flowers, and that is assemble them. So let's take I'm going to go in with my red liner tape, and I'm just going to wrap that round. So if I wrap that round, because I've got some I've got some ribbon that I'm going to then just wrap around. So if we go in, wrap that round, in with that low tack tape, and then all that I'm going to do is so I'm just going to lightly pop it on my glass mat, because if I press down it's going to stick. I'm just going to go in with that ribbon, fold it all the way round. It's just a white satin. Of course you could colour that if you wanted to, for it to match any of your flowers. But then I'm just taking that excess off. We're fine, we're all stuck. So if I bring this one back in now, I'm going to sit that into the middle. I'm going to go in with my thicker red liner tape, and all that I'm going to do is just pop that over the back. So if I go into the back of that one, and then chop that up, and then go in with the last piece as well. So it's nice, strong, it's sturdy, it's going to stay in place. And then take these ones off. So I'm just going to press that down once again. So let's take 1, 2, and then 3. Hold that in. Let's just grab that corner. That's what I mean by the craft card. You just need to make sure that it's nicely stuck down, so you can grab the end of your tape. And then I'm going to go in. So I'm going to have it so that my actual little matchbox is sticking out like so. So I'm going to go in kind of as central as I can when it comes to my eye, and of course I can then flatten that down again. So if we go in within this one, let's slot that one back in. Let's go in for this one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop that one in first, and let's go in with quite a thick foam pad for this. So what I'm going to do is if I pop that one into the back, and in actual fact, Becky, I'm going to double layer this one. So then that way what's going to happen is it's going to sit nicely, it's going to sit proud with inside here. Because the object is that for this is not to actually close the tray. So it's not as if you're intending for it to be closed. So let's go in, let's press that one in there. And then for me, I like to go in with my chunky glue. So let's take my pokey tool. Many like to use your tweezers, your syringe, but of course I like to go in with my actual pokey tool. So this one's also clogged up. So let's take, I'm going to fix that later on. Let's take one from here. And then this gives you that freedom and that flexibility, Becky, to create your own little floral bouquet inside. So all that I'm going to do is I'm going to go in with quite a big chunk of the glue, and then we can start to position it in. Now this is where you might want to do this before you assemble the box. You might want to do this before you've even assembled the tray. It's entirely up to you. It's personal preference. As I say, I do like to assemble it all first and then go in and then start to tuck all of these bits in. So we can add these ones in. Just going to add them on. And then if we then start to just pop that into place, and because you're using your glue gel, you've got that movability when it comes to all of these components. So just press in. So get them into a rough position, but then what you can then do afterwards is you can come along and then just give it a little bit of a move. You can titivate it from side to side. Let's go in with another bit of this one. As you can see, you don't even need to use the full length. Let's tuck that one into the back. So let's pop that one in, move that in. And then once I'm happy with that, I'm going to leave that one as it is there. And actually what I'm going to do as well is let's add just a little bit of white just to break up the foliage with the flowers. I'm not going to put any other glue gel on the back. I'm going to let the excess glue gel inside do the grabbing. Let's do this one as well. And then this one, I'm maybe going to come in between. And then this is where I can then visually, I'm going to turn it that way so I can see it properly with my eye. And then just start to pull away at it. Move it, spread it across, get it so you've got that nice open floral bouquet. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave that as it is. You can secure that tray if you want to. I'm not going to. I'm leaving it as it is. We're going to bring in a bow, and then I've already stamped out that Life is Better with flowers. And I just used my stitched edged oval nesting dies. Go in with our foam pad as well. So although that's at an angle, what I'm going to do, Becky, is I'm going to have it so that my sentiment is straight on. And then I've gone in with my ribbon that's already tied. And then I'm going to set that just across into here. And now you would need an envelope box or a box, you know, I would say about 3/4 of an inch in thickness. But you do have that movability if you wanted it to move for whatever reason. But you can see you've got that little floral bouquet in that Matchbox style little box that you've got, and then you could add in a few other bits if you want to. If you've got some die-cut butterflies maybe you want to add, you can do that. But a really nice little fun way which to create that floral bouquet. So that bouquet can simply be on the front of the card, but then go in with your little boxes, you know, your little slide boxes, and make a feature of them.
2 words. Wit woo. I love that. Isn't that a gorgeous card? That is so nice. If you want to seize the moment, let us know what you think about that. Make it stunning, isn't it? Do feel free to message us in. What do you love about it? There's loads of you messaging. I'm going to read your message in a minute. But before I do, let me recap. I've got in this collection your 12x12. You're also getting the slimmed down version in your 6x6 inch. These are the different designs that you're getting throughout. And there's 36 pages in this. I've also got the lovely linen card. I've got your bouquet pouch card. I've got your wonderful embossing folder. We've got your die here for a fabulous edgeable. I have seen a question about an edgeable, and I will ask it to the lovely Craigle in just a mo or two. I've also got your outers and your inners of that design. We've got all of your sentiments, including but not limited to Let Love Grow. Someone knows exactly what song I was thinking of, by the way. It's Kathy. Becky, I think you might be thinking of the song by the Bellamy Brothers, Just Let Your Love Flow. Just let your love flow like a man. Do you know that one?
I thought you were ready to go into like a virgin there.
That doesn't sound out like it, does it?
No, the way that you just went into that line or that lyric, I thought you were ready to go into like a virgin.
Oh, no, but now that's in my head. You've had a lot of songs in my head today.
Yeah.
Very musical day. You've had, what was the first one? Roller Coaster of Love.
Roller Coaster of Love, yeah.
I've had a bit of tattoo, all the things you say in my head as well. Thank you.
Frankie and Eamon, we worked out it was not Ruth and Eamon, by the way.
No, very
Could you imagine Ruth and Eamon, 2 TV presenters, husband and wife in the UK, coming out with their own version of that?
Yeah, no, I cannot actually. But yes, thank you, Kathy. That is the song. Shoop Shoop, yeah, from Mermaids, which apparently you need to watch.
Oh, it's a brilliant film, Mermaids.
You've seen it? Is it worth a watch? Let me know. So you're getting sentiments, including that, and you're also getting the floral dies as well as the stencil. Lots and lots of you in with us today. We're having a little look at a first look. I have got some treats for you to get your hands on in just a moment or two, but let's see how you're all doing. Hello to Christine saying, hello everyone. I love this new collection. Beautiful, isn't it? Hello to Jeffrey saying happy Sunday, Becky, and Craigie Bagel, and all the great and superstar CTV crew and folks here. Rachel is saying my Sunday, 10 out of 10.
Whoa.
Wait, she tells why.
Do tell, spill the beans.
She says, I've hosted the South Papercraft Fair today in Adelaide. How can that be boring? I need to know more about it, please. Tell us a little bit about it. What was the highlight for you? What was people's feedback? What type of things did you see? It sounds really, really good. I'd love to know more though, please, Rachel. I'm glad you're having such a fabulous day. Debbie's saying, wow, congratulations, Becky. Oh, thank you. So glad to see you back. That's lovely of you. Yeah, Gamish, you're saying bravo. Thank you very much. Kirsty, I like yours, Kirsty, because I feel connected to this. Good afternoon, everyone. Watching while I sort out the cat's toys. They are spoilt. I need a bigger box to put the toys in. Not many people have a cat toy box, do they?
I don't know about that. No, because we have had a cat years and years and years ago. However, in saying that, it was Clemmie's second birthday yesterday, and my mum was sending me pictures and videos of her, and yes, she's got one enormous toy box.
Did she get birthday presents?
Yes, she did. She did. She actually got one. Let's see, just on the photos that Mum sent me here, because there was one. I've not put it on my works page, but my mum sent me this picture. This is a new cuddly toy that she got that you can see here.
Oh,
now look at that. That was our just. Oh my God! Oh, what happened there? Oh God! There was something there that's just happened there. But yeah. So look how cute is that? That's our new cuddly toy. She's just lying, sleeping on the couch here. So that was her second birthday yesterday. And I actually have no shows over the Easter holiday, so I'm going home for a couple of days. So I will see her on next weekend for Clemmy Cuddles.
Are you going to get a belated birthday present?
Oh, I'll have to.
Yeah, you'll have to.
Yeah, I'll have to. Imagine me. Well, I always rock up with doggy treats for her anyway, even if it's birthday or not. But
do you always get something for your dog and for your mum?
Mum, I always buy flowers and then take them in with me. So yes.
Lovely.
Mum will always get flowers.
Not just the dog. I can imagine your mum's face if it was just dog biscuits.
I rock up Grayson and Monroe, gifts for them. Floyd, doggy treats for him. My friend Carly and Danny, their wee one. Reva, rock up with gifts. Yeah.
Oh,
I'm like the unofficial Uncle Craig. Oh. You know that uncle that's not actually the uncle, but it's called Uncle.
Yeah, Uncle Craig.
Me, yeah.
I love that. We could all do with one, I'm sure. You have got loads of you getting in. I did say that I was going to ask a quick question that's from Tim, and it's kind of related, I suppose, in a way to one of these with the edge piece. Craig, Tim is saying, some of the edgeables you want to paper piece, but they overlap sides of the card. So how can you do this, please?
So they overlap the side of the card. You want to paper piece, but they overlap the side of the card.
I'm wondering if they're talking about pieces like this here.
So like not having a base to paper piece onto? Possibly. So there's two things that you can do. If you love to do fussy cutting, so you can then die cut. So let's see. So I've got something that's cut here. I might see it later on. So let's just say that is the edge of the card. Now what you could do is, if you like a little bit of fussy cutting, you could then just stick another piece under and then just fussy cut round the main edge of that die cut. And then of course you've got something to paper piece. Alternatively, you could just have a square of acetate just sticking out the side there, and then that gives you a platform for you to then put your paper piece in onto as well. Who was it that asked that?
Tim.
Tim, if that's not it, if I've picked you up wrong, Tim, then just fire away again and we'll see how we can help if I've not covered that right.
I hope that helped you, Tim. Lots of you in saying how much you love this collection. Lois adoring the colours, especially the blue. Hello to Nancy saying beautiful colours. And 3 words for this collection. Gimme, gimme, gimme. I love that, so nice. Kathleen is saying, reminds me of spring. It is that springtime feel, isn't it? Definitely. Lots of you enjoying this. Kim is saying, I already have this collection. I'm excited to see what Craig does with them. We have got more demos coming up. In fact, we'll do one in just a couple of minutes. But before that, let me just draw your attention to, pens. Didn't even mean to, I'm just a walking pun. We have got for you some pens here. Now these are what the lovely Craig, you're right there Craig, catching flies.
No, did you notice when I was having a look at that picture of Clemmy, when I touched my screen and something like went all the way round?
Yeah.
I've just noticed that I've just gone into a message, so I've done it again.
Right.
Copied it, gone into a message.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like cut her and her teddy out.
Oh yeah.
Away from the background.
What? So you've fussy cut your own picture?
So, there's the picture.
Yeah.
So I helped, see how it went that funny way? Yeah. Charlotte, where are you? You monkey. And then just done copy, and then I've just gone into a message there. So if I take that out, and then gone to paste it, it's done that out without the background.
That is.
Oh my God, the things that you learn when you're live, when you shouldn't be doing it.
That's incredible. You've basically just learned how to fussy cut around a picture.
Exactly.
Yeah, but with technology.
There you go.
I would normally ignore people when they, mucking around with things, but it was just, your chin just dropped with, wow, you've just discovered something. Well done. We have got for you the fabulous pens that Craig was talking about earlier on. These ones are the aqua versions, which we said would be great to use along with your watercolour card, because you're going to get a really nice texture. Now, these pens, if you haven't seen them before, maybe you're quite new to us, and if you are, hiya! Oh, it's nice seeing you. Let me just, real quick, show you. You're going to get these beautiful pens, and they're cut into 3, and they have got really high quality, juicy colours, and when you work them in together, you're going to get a palette. So, for example, your floral meadow here. 3 pens, but with all of these 9 colours. They are water-based, so you can add texture to these, you can water them down. Basically, they can, if you want them to, look like watercolours, but without the faff. Now, big range of colours here. I want to show you them, because I want to show them to you in relation to our new collection. So, if I may, have a little look at this page, remembering that you get this in the 12 by 12, but you're also going to get this pad in the 6 by 6. What are the main colours you are picking out of here? For me on this one, it's those greens. It's those lush greens. But also, can you see the tonality of the oranges and yellows? You've also got little moments of pink within here. Now, if you wanted to work this and you wanted it to tie in perfectly, may I suggest that you treat yourself to the tricolour bundle, because balance. Your floral meadow hue has got all of that going for it. So you can see the greens, you can see those peaches, you can see the yellows within there. That works really nicely alongside that one. So that's going to go well. You get it in the bundle. I've also got for you in the 12 by 12, this page here, much more earthy hues within this. Can you see that? You've got those deeper shades, slightly more vintage, more earthy, terracottas within there, greys within there for those tones. Again, you're getting this pack within it. It is your essential neutrals. That is within that bundle as well. Not stopping there then, I've also got for you this page, which again has got the great outdoors kind of hues. Look, you've got your purples in there, your pinks in there. Can you see these moments of quite blue? They're like aqua, they're really bright. It's quite hard to see on this on the screen, but these bits here are like aqua blue. They are that aquamarine, that teal, that lake blue that you're getting within the collection. And then finally from the pack, you are getting the colour basics. So these are really your primaries. And again, in this, what I like with this pairing is it's the crossover colours you're getting a lot of. So you are getting, you see these lighter greens here. It's that crossover between your sunflower and your marine. You've also got those wonderful red-like hues, which go great with your red rose and your flame red. There's lots of usability here, and actually this collection goes so well with the wildflowers themselves. So if you have got them or you're planning on getting them, perfect pairing. Do seize the moment on those whilst you can. We're going to dive on into a demo in just uno momento, but before we do, remember, if you are going to be getting this new collection, you might want to treat yourself to new plates, especially if yours are going a little bit warped, or if you've started doing that thing where you're running your card through and maybe your plates have been used so much that actually it's starting to dent a little bit. It can be a bit of a pain. So you might want a fresh start. If you do, here we have an opportunity for you to do that. These ones are your clear cutting plates. You're getting 4 of them, and this is for your OG or your original Gemini, if you will, which is your A4 one. You're going to be getting 4 of these, and it's buy 3, get 1 free. Seize the moment on those ones today. I've also got for you the junior version. So this is from the machine that Craig or Bagel is using right here, right now. Again, you're going to be getting 4, and you've got that same deal with the 3 and 1 for free. Speaking of deals, don't forget, few hours, literally hours left on your Treat 25. That is an opportunity for you to add one thing to your basket, any individual item that we've got on the show today, or even possibly not, and if you use that code, you will get 25% off, but that only lasts a few hours, as does our spring sale and that spring sale 5 code as well. So getting quick on that one. We have got lots more people getting in and chatting to us. Patty is saying, I can see a memory book being made with this paper pad. That's a beautiful idea. Teresa's talking about your last card, saying, what a beautiful card, Craig. Donna's saying, I love it. And that you've already bought it stateside. Well done, Donna. Christina's saying the paper is to die for. I love it so much. Laura says, I love the little brown bouquet paper. Charlotte's saying, I made it, it's made a beautiful card, and I've made it with watercolour flower dyes recently and paired it with, with flower paper.
Nice.
It went down a treat. This is a whole collection for it. Eek! This is perfect. Lots of you loving this, and lots of you, I'm sure, wanting more inspiration. I've got the person for you. It's you, Craig.
Oh, sorry.
You were miles away getting ready to craft then.
I was. It's my low-tack tape. It's separated. So I was just trying to pull it all off until I'd gone straight to the straight part of the tape.
I do find, though, that when the low-tack tape separates, it's easier to fix than your normal tape, isn't it?
Yeah.
That can take weeks, can't it?
Yeah, so I just give up sometimes and just chuck it.
Yeah. Do you know what's worse than that, though? Cling film. When cling film does it.
Tin foil as well.
Yeah, tin foil can get really
See
bad.
if you get a little dent or a knock in the corner of the tin foil and you try, no, that's it. Game over. You've got no chance. You have no chance. Right, Apologies, this one is using an element from the template library. So if you've got the template library, it's from Indigo, so it was number 3, then you'll be able to follow on with what I'm doing. However, you may be able to take actually this concept, use it elsewhere. So what I've gone in with the multi-purpose cardstock, and I've already cut a couple of my actual mats and layers, because we're going to go in for number 3 that you can see here. So if I then bring in my folder, so I'm going to have it so that I've got a couple of layers here. So let's bring in the actual base one so you can get that visual. So I've already cut these layers here, and then these ones here, what I'm going to do, Becky, is they're going to go in that way, and then they're going to go in that way. Now, instead of pulling in my pattern paper into that centre, which you can do, and it would look absolutely lovely, what I've done, when it comes to the layers of the pattern paper, I've replicated that in with the actual multi-purpose cardstock. So it's going to go, if I bring this back in again, you can see that that's going to go that way. So all that I'm going to do is I'm just going to go in with my actual folder here, and I've got my raised side sitting on the base here. Now, I'm not overly bothered if it's, you know, a wonk or anything like that. I'm not bothered about having that continuous flow of image. It's roughly going to be like that, and I'm more than happy with that. So what I can then do is can come in and now I can close it. Now, I was saying before how it gives you quite a light emboss. So when it comes to a 2D embossing folder, which this one is, it is your 2 cutting plates, these ones here. But when it comes to adding a little bit more depth, what I do like to do, Becky, is I'll go in and just add my metal shim. So my metal shim, it's just going to give you a little bit extra depth, not overly too much, and not enough that it's going to damage your folder or your cardstock or anything like that. Just gives it that little enhancement of emboss. So what we can then do is then if I bring this one out and then remove it out the way, what we've then got, and I am keeping this white, I'm not going to go over with any colour, so I'm hoping that you can kind of see part of that emboss anyway on the white cardstock.
Yeah, definitely there, yeah.
So we've got them there. So by kind of keeping them in line, not being too precise, but keeping them in a line, it does mean then that you get that continuous flow. So what we can then do is if I bring these ones back in for now, I'm not going to stick it together just yet, but we can go in with them, and then we can go in with them. And then what I'd done beforehand was already created my little bouquet cone that you can see here. Lovely. And done it the exact same way as I showed you before with that little template. And then all that I've done is once again multi-purpose cardstock, because we're going to do a little bit of colour in. I've gone in with these ones here. Now I've got a lovely selection already good to go, but what I'm going to do is line and layer these ones up. And this is what I mean by, if you were to do these ones separately, they're going to go through your mini no problem at all. So this is kind of a fun one as well for the kiddies to get involved with. You know, give them some of the dies with the Gemini Mini and then just let them play. They can cut them into the cardstock, or, you know, you could give them, depending on their age, of course, I maybe wouldn't necessarily give them my Tri-Blends or Spectrum Noir pens. But if they've got their kiddie pens or pencils, then, you know, just let them go rogue when it comes to laying that colour down. Unless, of course, they have been with you on that journey with Leanne and the Academy of Colour.
Yeah, of course.
Now, I don't know why, Becky, but that one just doesn't seem to cut. So let me run that one through. I'm going to do that one again. So is that one cut? Yep, that one's cut. So let's run that one through once again.
Okay, no problem.
And in the way through.
So we
let that do the cutting, and then we'll do a little bit of colouring.
So many people loving these. Nina's saying, I love wildflowers. We are currently in the process of giving back a section of our yard to wildflowers instead of grass.
Hey, yeah.
That's perfect. A lot of people are doing that now.
Yeah, they are, aren't they?
Because it's good for animals and bugs and insects, isn't it? That's really wonderful. I'm planning on getting one of those signs that says I've given it back to nature, but in all honesty, it's just because I haven't weeded my borders in about a year and a half.
Oh, it's nothing worse, though. Nothing worse when you know that you need to get that done.
Oh, I know. And do you know what? My neighbour's out there every weekend.
Oh, that makes it even worse.
Yeah, she's out there every weekend on the front lawn, and it's gotten that bad now that it's like, if I want to go to the shops, I have to wait for her gravel to go because I know she's going round the side of the house for a bit, and then I'll run out to my car just so I can avoid her. So I don't feel guilty about how gorgeous hers looks. You know when they say like the grass is always greener on the other side? It literally is.
It really is.
It really is.
Yeah, it really is. I wish I could get my grass to be really nice and fresh and green, and I think it's just the earth that the house and place
is in, yeah.
that built my house put down.
I can't give you tips on how to get it green. Patchy. How to do that. Patchy.
Well, there's elements of that as well.
Yeah. Patchy grass, I've got that beautiful, yeah. Bald bits for some reason.
Bald bits, I'm the same,
yeah.
Yeah, exactly the same. And it's frustrating. It's really frustrating. Because well, I do it. Every now and again, you end up spending time on money and trying to get it looking semi-nice, but...
And then it just doesn't
work.
Just
doesn't work. And it's one of those things, as I wouldn't say that I'm green-fingered, but you see, if I actually do go out in the garden and get started, I really do enjoy it. I really enjoy just
Do you find it quite relaxing?
Depends what I'm doing.
What about weeding?
No, because then I end up just thinking about the pain in the back of my legs and my back and how it's just never ending. You know, I'm sure that I pick one load of weeds up and then turn my back and then look back again and they've sprouted.
Some more have grown somewhere else.
Surely there can't be that many.
Someone says I need to get a goat, apparently.
So,
Thanks, Lillian. I'll think about it.
I remember...
I need to get 2 goats.
This is going back quite a few years ago. My friend and craft expert in the UK, Dawn Bibby, she was the same. She used to have goats. Right. She had them in her garden. She had a couple of them, and she had 2 for Freddie and Freddie. It'll come to me, but yeah, and she didn't have to cut the grass. They kept it looking spick and span.
Maybe that's the way forward.
Get a goat.
Yeah. But how much is it to look after a goat?
Well, that's the thing. You probably just end up getting a gardener if you don't like cutting the grass.
And my judgmental neighbour, I'm not sure how she'd feel about a goat next door.
And if they're not, I don't know if they're noisy. Like, do they?
What noise do they make?
Well, that's what I was just about to say. Yeah.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Sounds
you'd probably have. You probably wouldn't have friendly neighbours.
Goat's milk, though.
Goat's milk.
Maybe you could bribe the neighbours with goat's milk.
Yeah,
Why
you could do.
You've given me too many ideas now, Lillian. You really have.
Yeah. That's an idea actually.
Yeah. Goats will also eat discarded Christmas trees. Who told us that? Cindy. They sound quite useful. I mean, I don't have a lot of Christmas trees.
Could just rent a goat out for a week or so, couldn't you?
Rent the goat out? Yeah, that's a good idea.
Rent a goat. Yeah.
Redican went a goat. I can see it now.
Yeah, there you go.
Way up, I've got a new business idea. Eleanor's got a really good idea. She says there's so many flower kits that could be used and you can use for Mother's Day. Planning on making the crepe flowers and then put them in a vase so that my mum can make a card along with which I'm sure she'll love. That's a really nice idea. So that's a great idea.
I like that idea, isn't it?
Michelle's got a really nice idea as well. Would it be pretty to use a seed packet from another collection and put the flower paper on the front and have these die-cut flowers blooming out of the top of the packet?
Of course it would.
That's a great idea.
Lots of lovely ideas. Imagine that,
yeah. You could. You know, you made the little matchbox. You could actually put wildflower seeds in the matchbox as well, couldn't you?
Yeah. That's it. All the stores and that will start to get all their seed packets and that in now for the garden. I know lots of the stores have their garden stuff out now.
Yeah.
So yeah, you could do that. It's a really nice idea.
Loads of ideas for these. If you've got any more ideas, do send them in. It is launching tomorrow, by the way, just as a reminder, this collection. I have got the pens on today, and we've got the final bit of the spring sale today, and we've got the final treat 25% off code today. But this is coming up tomorrow. And don't forget, I've got Second Chance Sunday coming up as well.
It's what I've loved about the last couple of Second Chance Sundays is, and again, this is the honesty coming out. We done a spell where we done Second Chance Sundays, but the product didn't launch for like a week and a half or 2 weeks.
Right.
And as a crafter at home, I would be like, why? What's lovely is when we do our first looks, they pretty much are launching within the next like day or two.
Yeah.
For instance, this is launching tomorrow. So
Yeah,
it's a nice little heads up. And what it is it means that you don't have to worry about that potential panic buy. You're seeing it beforehand. You're seeing it today. Do I like it? Do I want it? Can I reach for that product, you know, depending on the time of the month? And then when it does go live in the morning, you know, comfortably, you can go straight on, order it, check it out, or you know that you don't have to actually set your alarm to get up earlier to order it, because you're like, do you know what? On this occasion, this collection's not for me.
Yeah. I love it. I'm really, from goats back to cats. Rhonda is saying, I have a cat toy box and the cat picks out what they want to play with. That is so good. Tyne does that as well. Charlotte, wonderful director Charlotte, Tyne, her gorgeous dog,
Really
picks them out herself. She's got a toy box and picks them out herself. Mulberry wouldn't do that. Mulberry would get everything.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, completely. It'd be one out, one out, one out.
Could I be quite smug when it comes to a big brother for a dog?
Yes, you can.
So Clemmie's got her big toy case sort of box thing.
Yeah.
And if you say to her, go and get your such and such,
Yeah.
she'll actually go and she'll rummage through and pick out what you've just asked her to get. How clever is that? See, when my mum showed me that, was via a video. This was a while back, and then when I went home at Christmas and she showed me, I was so proud. I was like, you know, out of all the, you know, because they're colourblind, aren't the dogs? Is it colourblind?
I think they,
Or a certain
they
colour,
can only see
isn't
black
it?
and white. Is it?
Yeah.
There's certain colours they can't see. Yes, you are right.
So to either pinpoint what is a cuddly cow against a ball or a frisbee, or do you know what I mean? I was like, wow, that just was amazing to see.
Yeah.
Amazing to see.
Mulberry can do it with 3 toys, but sometimes she'll bring one to you that you've asked for, but then bring you the one that she actually wants to bring to you at the same time. Yeah.
That's cute. That is cute. It's like, no, I want this one. I want this one.
Yeah. You can play with this one. I'm going to play with this one.
Although she's a rotter though, because she'll come with the toy she wants to play with, and then just me being me, you know, it's like kiddies' toys. There's always something you want to play with as well. No, I pick that up. She wants that one, and then if I want the one that she did have, no, she wants back to that one.
No, she wants the other one.
So yeah, it doesn't matter what happens. She wants the one that you've got. But then she just sits and looks, and I'm like, oh.
We're inviting a new member into the family here
Oh, where?
at CTV. Tracy's messaged in. I've got 2 indoor cats, and they have a toy box upstairs and downstairs. In 12 days' time, we are getting a puppy.
Oh.
A miniature, now I want to say this is pronounced Pinster, P-I-N-S-C-H-E-R. Pincher? I'm not sure.
I think I have heard of that before. I think that's correct.
I'm gonna have a little look it up. But and we're calling her Ruby.
Oh, adorable.
So cute. Please, Tracy, send us in pictures as soon as Ruby is happy and settled in. And I'm sure your cats will get along with her just fine. My cat and dog absolutely adore each other. Oh, that's so lovely. Oh, bet you can't wait.
Oh, do you know something I can't wait for you? There's nothing more than that I would love than to get a dog.
Yeah.
Oh, I would love love one. And I know I'm not on, like beforehand, before COVID and that, you know, me and Debbie Fisher would be travelling to Germany and what have you for QVC Germany. So I'm not travelling like that as much, but still up and down the road to Hobby Maker or in here full days and that, it just wouldn't be fair. But one day, because, yeah, a lab or retriever.
Oh,
my favourite.
gorgeous.
I love all dogs, but lab or retriever.
Yeah.
I've always been brought up with a lab.
Oh, I just love them, I do. Rose is saying, Craig is the best! And welcome back, Becky. Thank you so much. Oh, way up, more animal chat, one of my favourite chats. There's another little crafty watching you in my arms. This is from Lindsay. Fur baby Alice, who's a Jack Russell, and has planted her bottom on my CC glass mat.
Oh, that's the breeder dog that Leanne has and has had in the past as well, Jack Russell. Yeah.
Jack Russell.
Yeah.
Oh, that's lovely. So yeah, hi Alice. So cute.
Just there. I was away to say, how could you not love dogs? I know everyone's different, you know, maybe allergies and what have you, but don't they just make you smile?
They do. They make you
They
very
really do. You could have I'll be PC here, the most rubbishest day that you've probably ever had, and then you just go in and you see them and you just smile.
Smile.
All they want is that love and affection, isn't it?
Yeah,
that's all that they want. But then, as you can see there, you know, shifting gears now, finishing off there. So you can see it's all about, this collection is predominantly about building your bouquet. Now you've got that option, of course, Becky, you don't have to. If you want to use these dies as individuals, you can do, or you might just want to use them as a frame aspect or an embellishment aspect, but you've got that ability to do it. So whether you're going in with your simple square cards, maybe you are going to be going in with templates or create a card dies that you've got from us or other companies, you can absolutely do that. But such a lovely way to use products that you'll have bought from us over the last couple of weeks and months.
So striking. Thank you very much for that, lovely Craig. Lots of you getting involved today. I've got a few questions coming through. Do you know what? Let me throw a couple at you now. You ready to catch?
Let's go.
From Ling, can I ask, what is the difference between embossing and debossing?
Good question, really good question. And all that it is, so embossing is where that image has been pushed upwards. If you flip it on itself, then that is debossing. That's where the image has been pushed inside the card. So it's been debossed into the card. So you're going to get both from that one pass through of, you know, your folder or whatever it is that you're embossing. So embossing is high and proud, whereas debossing is where it's low and it's indent into the card or the medium. So you get both results through that one pass, but one's embossing and one's debossing.
Perfect, thank you. Ellen has also asked, can you use alcohol pens on multi-purpose cardstock?
So you can, you can do. We would say, and I would say, and I was one of those, and I'm sure Lily will vouch for me because I remember having this conversation with Lily not that long ago. I always thought it was kind of a sales aid. And I don't even mean when I joined Crafters Companion, I mean in general. I always thought it's a sales aid to get extra cardstock. Now, all that I would say as well is try some of Nina cardstock and multi-purpose. I'll get onto that briefly in a second. Try some of that, but also try inexpensive white cardstock. You will absolutely see the difference. Now, Nina cardstock is alcohol-based cardstock. It's perfect for doing your alcohol colouring. It's to do with the smoothness, it's to do with the fibres lay inside the card. It holds the ink. It will bleed. It's meant to. That's normal, don't worry. But it's the way that it holds the ink, and then you can build on top of that and blend. Now, that is the best cardstock. If you've run out of cardstock, or maybe you just don't have enough, you can use multi-purpose cardstock. You will get such a lovely result. It might just not be quite as smooth as the Nina cardstock. So to answer the question is, yes, you can do. If you can go for a pack of Nina cardstock, then do that. It's worthwhile doing. But yeah, if not, you can use your multi-purpose cardstock, but you will notice that slight difference.
Thank you so much. You've got more questions and more comments. We'll jump to them very, very soon. But before we get ready for even more inspiration, let me remind you, you've got 2 special codes you can use today. Spring Sale 5 and Treat 25. You might want to use them whilst you check out your baskets.
Welcome to Club Inspire, the crafters' companion community where you can feed your crafty obsession. Join our fantastic loyalty club today and receive 20% off your first order. We'll also give you 250 points to help get you started. Other benefits of joining Club Inspire include exclusive special offers and discounts for Club Inspire members only, exclusive sneak peek previews of brand new product launches, and of course the Club Inspire community group on Facebook, where you can access exclusive content such as downloads, offers and inspiration, and of course you can chat and share your makes with other members. You'll receive 1 point for every £1, dollar or euro you spend, and the more points you receive, the more benefits you'll unlock. So what are you waiting for? Sign up, join the club and start rewarding yourself today.
I have to tell you, every single person works tirelessly behind the scenes, and I can't just give a shout out to one person, because for me it has to be John, Tracy and Jake.
Going to give a shout out to our backstage hero, and I'm actually going to say heroes. It has got to be our product coordination team. It's got to be.
Because without those 3 people, when we're on air, we wouldn't be able to function like we do. They make sure we have everything we need, right from the samples to the product to having a drink of water throughout the show. They really look after us.
You see us day in, day out, 7 days a week, live on TV. We're crafting away, we're hopefully inspiring you. Every single card, every single product, every single tool that we touch has come from product coordination. Those guys are the unsung hero. They're there making sure we have the products, we have the inks, we have the tools, we have everything that we need. We have the power to actually work our Gemini ranges. The smooth running of behind the scenes of Crafters TV is all down to our product coordination team.
We get to know people from places and walks of life that we wouldn't come across in our everyday life if it wasn't for Crafters TV and doing what we do.
I got so many lovely comments from people when I started doing the presenting, and it was just really such a lovely feeling. And it's nice that people keep messaging in. You know, we see the same people. We know you can build up that kind of relationship with those people. So it's just the fact that people like what we do and they're pleased. And I do love it when people send us photographs of the items that they've made.
We talk about customers, but really they go in as a customer, come out as a friend. The support that I get is amazing. The messages I get are amazing.
Me personally, it is personal interaction. I've never had the best of health. I've always been open about that with our viewers at Crafters TV. So many people are in the same situation as me health-wise. Other people have got a completely different health issues. They understand and they relate to what I'm going through, what others are going through. So whether we interact on a crafting basis or whether we interact on a health basis, a personal basis, we're all there to support one another. It is incredible.
The reaction of viewers when they come to meet us is worth all of the early mornings when we have to get up for our early morning shows.
Some of the customers come on as craft ambassadors and things like that, craft along with us, and being able to actually chat with them on air. I love it. I really love that connection with them.
We've had lots of shows where we've done like craft alongs, especially where we've had viewers craft along with us. We had a particular viewer, Joy, who joined us once before, and she literally made me cry on air, and Joe, because the things she said about us, it really was quite humbling that there are people out there that watch us and invite us into their living rooms and really treat us like family.
Crafters TV, it's Sunday. You know what that means? Sunday means a day of rest, a day to put your feet up, a day for a roast, a day for a treat, and a day for some creativity. We can't supply you like the Sunday roast and stuff, but by goodness, we can give you the inspo. And we've had, by the way, I'm Becky. I can't remember if I've said that. It's lovely to see you. Now, we have had loads of questions in today, and one that we've just had through is from Barbara. Hiya, Barbara. Barbara says, please show the fold on the card you are doing again. So the card that we've just done, it's a bit different than a fold, isn't it?
It is indeed. So this came from Indigo, which was our recent expansion pack from the template library. So it was number 3, and it was a double gatefold card. So that is the one that we've just done there. So you'll be able to see that was it. So double gatefold card, and it was number 3 in Indigo.
Brilliant, thank you so much. If you have just tuned in, we are all about the Wildflower collection, which is launching tomorrow. We have got some lovely, lovely comments coming through for it. Lots of people giving us advice on our gardens as well, which is nice. I do also like the lovely Sarah, who is currently in her sofa. Becky and Craig, my dad, when we were younger, got a sheep to eat the grass. But it ate through a rope and ran away instead, and my mum had to run after it.
Oh, did they get it?
I don't know, but I do like the idea of a lady sort of just running after a sheep.
Running down the road,
out
yeah.
of your garden. It's lovely. This collection is a beauty. I'm going to skim through it now and we're going to get some more inspiration. Again, launching tomorrow. If you want to grab it, you can do so. It is your Wildflower collection. You've got this wonderful selection of your dies and your stencil. We have got our 12x12 paper pad. You're also getting a 6x6. Then I'm bringing to you your dies as well. Let me give you the name of this. This is your wreath die, so it does the innards and the outards. I've got your edge die with your meadow flowers here. We're bringing to you those sentiments as well. Lots of sentiments on here, included but not limited to Let Your Dreams Bloom. I've then got our embossing folder, which we spoke about a little earlier on. I've got the layouts here that are perfect and nice texture to these for your bouquet holder. And then I've got all of this linen cardstock. I've been plenty of them in here in those different colours that work wonderfully together. All of this for you is going to be part of your bundle. It's going to go on sale tomorrow, Speaking of sales, spring sale is over in hours. Not long left. What, 8 hours? Ah, rubbish. I'm rubbish with time and maths. Not long left at all. It ends at midnight. So if you do want any spring sale treats, we've had bundles of them on this morning, which are lower in price than they would be individually. But if there is anything you want individually, and it's in the spring sale, we're giving you 5% off with the code Spring Sale 5. But again, it ends at midnight. As does Treat 25, which is 25% off any individual item. That also ends tonight. So Treat 25, well worth bearing in mind. Lots of you getting loads of inspiration from this, and we're about to give you even more. What element are we going to focus on next, please, Craig?
So we're going to use this collection. We're going to do a scrapbook page.
Lush!
So we're going to do... Did you just say?
Lush! Do you not like lush?
I hate that word.
Right, how do I not know this about you?
I hate that word.
Why, what is it?
Everyone at home knows it. I just, you know when there's a word that you just don't, I just don't like it.
What is it, the sound of it?
I don't know what it is. I hate it. When we had producer Laura here, Laura Middleton, she used it all the time.
Yeah.
She used to wind me up. She bought me mugs and everything with the word lush and all that on.
I can't believe I never knew that. How do you feel about luscious?
Nothing with the word lush in it. No.
Oh, nothing with the word lush in it.
Oh my God, that's so lush.
Yeah.
Oh, why?
Oh, what about the shop? Do you never go in? You never go and treat yourself to a bath bomb?
I did one Christmas buy that I was about to say Magic Mike. Magic. Something completely different. Yeah.
Too much information.
Even I wouldn't go down that road. But Yeah, the magic fairy dust or something like
Right,
that. That
okay.
you put in a bath or that, which was pointless because I don't have a bath. I'm a shower guy, just to clarify.
Perfect,
I did try it because it was all the rage or something, but no. And you know, I see the shop title Lush,
Yeah.
and I do, but
Even just by looking at it.
yeah.
Well, I
Yeah.
never. We learnt so much today. We've
Yeah.
learned that you don't like that word, and we've also learnt how to fussy cut electronically. On your photo?
Oh, on my photo, yeah. On my photo, yeah. Yeah.
Learnt loads,
There
and
you
we're
go.
about to
Things that you
learn
learn.
more.
The things that you're learning, eh? There you go. But yeah, that word gives me the I used to hate the word indentation. I know, I don't know, I know it's weird, I know it's strange, I know it's random, but yeah, I used to hate that word indentation.
How? But you're okay with it now?
I'm fine with it
What,
now.
did you have like aversion therapy or something?
Yeah, fine with it now.
Wow.
Went through a stage of watching Delia Smith cooking shows, and she used it all the time, and it just cured me. And then I moved on to Nigella Lawson.
Right.
So, yeah. So now
Anyway, what are you doing?
now I'm going to get everyone that's going to be saying that word to me, because that happens every time. Whenever it's brought up,
Yeah.
go through that phase.
Everyone jumps on
Everyone says
board.
it to me. Everyone says it to me. Right, what I've done is I've just taken from our natural white 12 by 12 card. So in actual fact, it was the 12 by 12 pack that you got, 6 of the white and 6 of the ivory, and then 3 was linen, 3 was pearlescent. So I've got the 12 by 12 white. And what I've done is from one of the papers, I've cut a strip that is 4 inches. And then the other one here was 3/4 of an inch. And I've just let that go, the height of the 12 inch. Once again, I have gone round with the Noir Black Water Reactive. And then what I've done is I've gone in with another piece, changing and mixing the colours up from my pattern paper. All of these, as you can tell, because they're 12 inches in height, I've taken from the 12 by 12. This one I have cut to 8 by 8. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do my panel within the middle there. And then what we can do is I'm going to go in. So another piece I have cut 5 by 7. And then I've given myself a really, really fine white matte layer. So it's very, very fine. And what that's going to do is that's going to break up the layer from that purple pattern that I've got here. And if I show you exactly what I mean. So if I was to bring this layer here that I've got, now you've got that distinctive difference because you've got your purple and then you've got your sage tones, but just see how that white layer just breaks it up. It pulls it, it frames it, and it just finishes it off. So I've gone round with the white, and that's going to go into there. So I'm just going to centralise that. When I say centralise that, I mean that from my 2 strips. You can then go offset if you want to, but I just like to kind of centralise where I can. And then I'm going to move that one out the way for now. We're going to go in with that pattern, and we're going to go in with our white multi-purpose, Becky, and take my favourite die out of this, and that is your Wildflower wreath. I think that's such a beautiful die. Just to say as well, because I know a few of you have said you managed to get your hands on this collection. Some of you may have got it HSN America, and some of you may have got a really small element of this collection from QVC UK, but this die and the 6x6 and one of the other dies wasn't included in the QVC UK collection.
I see.
So the only way to get the full collection is with us tomorrow when it launches.
Fabulous.
So just in case there was a few who were thinking, well, how come some have managed to get it already? That's why. So then taking this one. Now this will cut into your card, but then you put your outline die with it. And of course that is going to then cut it out of your card. So let's take our low tack tape. I'm just going to centralise that once again. Let's go in with our junior plates here. So once again, same plate configuration. And then we're just going to run that one through. And it's amazing how much, for this frame that I'm away to create, I'm going to keep it white. No colour, no ink and no nothing. but that break up from the colour of the pattern paper against the die cut of the white, there's either something with this plate, or I think it must be the Gemini Junior. I think we might be losing a bit of pressure in the middle.
Okay. Don't forget, if you do want new plates, because sometimes it can be your plates, can't it? They go a little bit...
Banana.
Yeah. They go bananas. But yeah, if you do want any of your plates, because yours are getting a little bit old, and you know they are a consumable, so they will. We have got some on offer today in the junior size and in the original size as well. If you want to grab them, you can.
When you do die cutting, put the layers in. Won't die cut if you don't put the layers in.
That's the tip of the day.
I thought, these plates are going through really, really easily. It's just like a nice breeze, and that's why I hadn't put the die back in. So I've just chopped to our other Gemini there. I think we'll send that other one back to John at the warehouse to have a wee look at. So let's take this one. There we go, that's better. So if I then take that one out, and then what I'm going to do just now is then take that outer circle, and then I'm going to go in with that one there. So I'm just using that outer die now, and then what we can then do is run that one through, same plate configuration. Now, of course, if you are going to use your large Gemini, then you'll be able to do a lot of these layers together, because I'm going to use some of these floral elements, and then we're going to use that folder as well. And this is a nice way to show how even when it comes to your collections, Becky, start to use some of your scrapbook pages, your memory book pages. You know, talking of HSN and QVC, maybe you've gone in to the club and you got your first edition, which was all about the photo albums or memory albums. Then start to use all of them together. There's just something not playing ball today. That's not going...
Maybe it is your plates.
It must be, because that's a bit of a coincidence that that's twice, isn't it?
It seems to be in the same place,
that must be
doesn't
the
Whilst you're just unhooking that, I will tell you that we've got loads of people getting pets right now, and I am highly jealous. Deborah said, I've just picked up a mini golden doodle. Which I imagine is a golden retriever and a poodle, right? Surely.
Oh my God.
A mini golden doodle. A week ago, I named her Magnolia. And she is such a good puppy. Hello, Magnolia. Hello. Oh, that's so cute.
That is such a gorgeous name.
That's really beautiful. Eleanor's letting us know that whilst we're talking about pets, she says, my pup wanted to cuddle with me, so she's just got under the blanket and is now cuddling on my arm. Oh, that's so sweet. I love it. Kathleen is like you and is a lover of yellow labs, saying, best dog ever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we've always had all that we've ever had is a black lab. Mm-hmm. All of the dogs that we've had that are labs have all been black. Floyd, who is two of my best friends, Ian and Jess, who have Grayson and Monroe, they've got Floyd, who's a red setter. He is the kindest, the sweetest, to use a word from this area, a canny dog. He really, really is. Yeah. And do you know what's lovely as well? And you know, not so much Grayson now, because Grayson now about 5. Monroe is 1.5. Now, as children are, it tends to climb over Floyd. Do you know what I mean? And Ian and Jess will be now, come on now, you know, don't climb over Floyd. But when he does do it, Floyd, he just sits there.
Just sits there.
He just sits there, and he ends up playing with Grayson as well. You just see, or Monroe, and seeing the way that they are together. Do you know what I mean? It's so cute. It's so adorable to see. And yeah, they're best buds.
That's
the 3 of them are. Grayson, Monroe, and Floyd.
That's so cute. I love that.
What I've done, Becky, is I'm not hiding that fact. I've just jumped to the one that I've already cut out here, because for the next row later on, what we'll do is we'll get some new plates. Mm-hmm. But what we are going to do is let's go back in with the folder. And I've gone in with one of my water reactive inks, which is the Oasis. So we're going to do a letterpress technique. So what I'm going to do for this one, So this side here, this is the deboss side. So what I mean by that is the actual design is kind of like imprinted into the plastic folder. So this side here, it's raised up. This side here, it's debossed inside the folder. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in with my Oasis, and I'm just going to go direct on to my folder. Now just give that a wash afterwards, either warm soapy water or even just warm water, microfiber cloth with a little bit of water, something like that, and that's going to take the colour off, no problem. With it being water-based ink pad, it's going to completely come off, so it's not going to stain it. But then if I close that one over, and then we're going to go in with our base cutting plate, we're going to go in with our top plate, but remember, like I'd done before, to add that little bit extra depth, I'm going to go in with my metal shim, feed that one through. So where I've gone in with that Oasis ink, because that's technically, that's on the top layer, so to speak, because the image is debossed into the card, what you're going to be left with, and I'd never ever get fed up of seeing this, you're left with that backdrop of colour, way into the background here. It gives you an outer edge, and what that enables you to do, Becky, is go in with your pen. So it's kind of creating that little fine edge for you to colour in. So I'm going to go in with my lavender blend, and then I'm going to use these as a colour in line. So I'm going to go in with the lavender, and I'm going to go in with that light tone, and then colour that one out. Now, even though those lines are water-based, because this lavender is a darker tone, I'm not bothered. You're not going to see any of the lines that smear. So all that I'm going to do is go in and colour and blend. So I'm just working my way up the petal, sticking with the lavender for each of these ones. So I'll do another one here. So laying that down. And even if you didn't have the inky outline, because you've got that depth when it comes to that 3D, what happens, it kind of holds in the ink anyway. Sometimes you might think it's going to travel out, but it doesn't. And incidentally, this is actually multi-purpose cardstock. So whereas I was talking before about colouring onto your Nina cardstock, your water reactive, why do I keep saying that, Becky?
Don't know.
Multi-purpose
Multi-purpose
does work a treat as well if you need it to.
We've got lots of people chatting today, which is so nice. It's lovely to have a natter on a Sunday.
It's nice to have a natter, isn't it?
Yeah. Mary is saying, I thoroughly enjoyed the spring sale, which runs out tonight, and have one more order making its way across the pond. Yay! Well done, Mary Pat. Tell us what have you got. Go on, share. And also, just as a reminder, if you get anything from the spring sale today, which runs out at midnight, Spring Sale 5 is your code for an individual item. You get 5% off. You're welcome. Barbara is saying, good morning, Craig and Becky.
Good morning.
I love that card, Craig, and a great name. I have a son named Craig.
It's a good name.
It's 2:35 a.m. Monday in Christchurch, New Zealand.
Oh. Don't tell me what happens at WrestleMania night 2 tonight then.
I was just going to say, are you watching WrestleMania?
Yeah.
Catching up, are you?
Yeah.
Well, good morning to you. Hey, you could possibly talk us through this. Oh, no, maybe not. But Karen's asked a question just whilst we were chatting about ink, actually. Craig, can you show us how you edge your papers with ink? I can never get the rich look you have.
Of course I can.
So is yours a bit more delicate than you want it to be, possibly?
Possibly, yeah. Possibly.
So
in actual fact, you probably think I do it in a certain way, which I don't. So that's a really good question because I can cover that. Because you're probably thinking I'm going to use a blending tool.
Yeah, that's what I would have guessed.
Yeah, which I'm not. Well, you can do, and we will incorporate that. But no, not for that kind of rich, fine line all the way around. I won't actually tend to use a blending tool. So what we will do is we'll cover that one just shortly. No problem at all.
Thank you. That would be great. That's coming up for you, Karen. Do keep your questions coming in. If you need to see anything, then you absolutely can as well. Emma's saying, hi guys, I'd love to use this collection with the beautiful collection.
Could you imagine that? How well would that look? And in actual fact, can you imagine finishing this one off? Once it's finished,
Oh, love.
one little black die cut of a bumblebee,
Love.
or 3,
Yeah.
and then that's all that you need to do. So that was citrus blend, that was light green blend, it was also the lavender blend, and it was also the dull green blend is what I used in total. The backdrop there was actually your oasis, and let's, while we're here, because I've done it on that one, let's go in with, let's have a look here. So you've got, I'm going to go in with the Noir Black, so you're water reactive. So what you can do is then actually use the ink pad. So use the ink pad. So what I like to do is I'll just come all the way down. Now at first, that's going to give me that really rich, harsh edge. And that's what I like a lot of the time. But you'll have noticed within my other layers that I've got here, I've kind of got that light blend over the top. So that is when I would come in and use my blending tool. So if I then just finish that one off, this won't damage your ink pad, by the way, so don't worry about that. All that we're just doing is making sure that that's flat, hold it comfortably, and then we're just going to work all the way around. And then that gives you your nice framework that you can see here. So if I put that against the white. So if you do want to have that little bit extra blend, what you can do, I've got no refills of the square, so I will just use the circle. Not that it no way. Oh my gosh, sorry. Charlotte's just said we've got 10 minutes left of the show.
Yeah.
I can't believe that.
Wow, how long did you think we had left?
Oh, I still thought we had maybe a good 20, 25 minutes. I cannot
Time's flown.
believe it's flown by. So all that I would then do is I would take what ink I've already got on the edge and then just come along and then just blend it in. If you do want that little bit more, I always go around and do what I've done a moment ago, Becky, and that is with that crisp, sharp line all the way round with the actual ink pad. And then I'll come in, if I want a little bit more, as I will come in, I'll try and take as much as I can off and then just go in and lightly, ever so lightly, blend that on. So again, go in, take it off, and just spend that little bit of time, because usually when I do the blending, you know I do it quite quick because I like to get the colour on and I like to get that effect. But if you just want to have that harsh line, but with that little blend step up onto the layer, you're just going to go in ever so lightly.
Great tip.
And then that is then giving you, so you're going to go from your harsh line to that blended line, but you're still creating that full stop, as I call it, the full stop to the edge of the card.
Great tip, thank you.
So let's bring that one back in, and then all that we need to do now is let's take our tape runner. That's a lot of T's.
Take
Take or leave it if you wanna be irresistible.
Why, what do you think it was? Irresistible.
Do you not know, Charlotte?
You don't know what song that is, Charlotte?
Do you know?
I want to say it's Bananarama, isn't it?
I think so, yeah. Do you know what's funny though? It goes to show that age. A lot of youngsters know it from Peter Kay's stand-up, because he's used it a couple of times. You know when, like, mispronounced lyrics, or dancing on the dance floor, and he'll use that.
Staple the Vicar.
Yeah. My hot dogs go on.
Yeah. The hot dogs. Yeah.
Hot dogs go on, absolutely. So all that I'm going to do is I'm just going to position them into place. So I'm going to go in, that one's going to go central into here, like so. Bring this one in, and that's going to overlap at the bottom. So I'm going to use my tape once again. So if I bring this one into here, and then what we're going to do is I've already gone and stamped and cut out Let Love Grow, and that was just with my circle stitched edge nesting dies, and that one can then go right into the middle here. what I am going to do is, before I properly press that down, it was my auntie and uncle, so that's Jane and Fraser, so that's actually my godmother. So if I ever introduced her to anyone and I'll say, this is my auntie, she'll go, and I'm your godmother.
Oh, that's so sweet.
I was like, yeah, so usually I introduce her as my godmother anyway. So it was their wedding anniversary just there the other day, on the 31st.
Oh,
28 years. So I've gone in with their photo. So the photo was 3 3/4, and then your purple was 4 inch. And then all that I am going to do is let's go in. I cannot believe that this show has flown in. Let's add this one on. So what I'm going to do is, so that I don't rush it, Becky, because of course I want to do this justice, what I'll do is I'll bring that in, fold that one over, and then I would then pop that there. I'm going to stick it all together after the show, Becky, because if it doesn't win demo of the day, then this can go home with me and they can get this. So that's going to go there. And then using the cardstock from the collection, what I've done is I've just die cut a load of these in different colours. So we've gone in some whites, we've gone in with some of the actual kind of like your stamens and the leaves. So these can go into there, these can go into there. What we can then do is that one can then get popped into there. And I would use the glue gel again, which I will do just after the show. Let's pop that into there. And then I'm not going to lift up because, of course, that's going to fall.
Fab.
But then there we go. So creating a feature of the embossing folder, the photo of my auntie and uncle, going in with that Let Love Grow, and then going in with your floral bouquet.
Gorgeous. Whilst we're with you, let's remind us the other makes that we've done in this show.
There we go. So we've gone for number 1, and then number 2. There you go. So number 1,
yeah,
and then number 2, and then of course we've got laying flat. We've got number 3, which is the scrapbook page. Of course, can't lift it up because it'll just fall off.
Perfect. Mundo. So get voting on our socials. We'll announce the winner in just a few moments. We've had a question in from Cherie. Hiya, Cherie.
Hello.
Cherie or Sherry? Cherie, I don't mind. But hiya, nice to see you. You are asking, where's that stencil come from that is just used? It's from our new set. And this is launching tomorrow. It's our Wildflower collection. It's the template. It's the lovely flower dies as well of your wildflowers. Then I'm also going to be bringing to you your wreath die. In here, you've got the papers too that come with this. We're bringing you your embossing folder. I've got your sentiments. We've got your die in here as well. Then I've got all of your papers. Get ready. Ooh. Ooh. Absolutely gorgeous. And they've got the 6x6. You've also got the linen texture card as well that marries up with it absolutely beautifully. We have just had a quick question in from Barbara. Love that card, the one you've just made. It says lovely Barbara. But can't afford any tri-blends at the moment, unfortunately. What else could I use, says Barbara.
Another really good question. You could simply just cut them out in the cardstock that you've got included. So like I've done with these ones here. So I've used kind of like that lilac, I've used the blue, I've used the purple. So you don't have to colour them with colour and mediums. You can simply cut them into your core colour cardstock. You can then, for instance, this one here, what you could do, cut it out twice, and then once in green, once in yellow, and then just snip away the top part of the yellow, and then essentially paper piece it back over the top. So you can build up colour that way. If you've got ink pads, of course, you could use them. But no, just go in with your core colour cardstock and start to use that if you want to. That's a good way to create colour.
That's perfect. Thank you so much. That's really useful. Loads of you getting in touch with us still. Hello to Teresa saying, this is so vibrant and beautiful, Craig. That's lovely. Pamela's messaged in, hiya Pamela, saying, good morning, Becky. As I said yesterday, I'm happy to see you back. Oh, thank you.
So are we.
Oh, good morning, Craig. I have pictures of when you two, as in us two, were together and you're acting so silly and having so much fun. That doesn't sound like us, Craig.
No, that's not.
Silly.
That's wrong.
Professional, height of professionalism, I'd say.
Yeah, no, that's definitely someone wrong. That's definitely
Someone
not
else,
us.
that is, Pamela.
No.
Someone else.
No.
Don't worry. Sometimes I feel like my laugh, I sound like a puppet. You know, Bungle. Do you remember Bungle off of Rainbow?
Yeah.
I feel like that's what it sounds like. The big giant bear.
I think I sound like a hyena sometimes, so I wouldn't worry.
You do, actually.
Yeah?
Now, yeah, that kind of, yeah, you do.
Okay,
Nice,
I didn't
though.
actually think you were going to agree with me there on that one, but thank you.
Oh, well, I did. Let's move on, though, because thankfully the winner of the vote has come through. Which do you think it'll be, Craigle?
It's one. I think it's going to be 3. I hope it's not, because I can give it to them. But if it is, then that's still lovely for you to vote.
It's number 3.
Yeah, I thought so.
That is winner of demo of the show. But don't forget, we've got demo of the day because we've got some more demos coming up later, haven't we?
Yeah, we do. So, you know, joking aside, that's so lovely that you voted this one as demo of the show. So thank you so much.
Second Chance Sunday we've got coming up in a little bit. We're going to be more inspired from that, aren't we? We have also got for you... Silence. Craig is gluing.
I didn't realise if you were talking to me or not there. I'm just in my zone here.
Yeah, I can see you're in your crafting zone. You stay there. We have got so much more coming up for you later, including professionalism. We're going to see you in 2 hours. Au revoir.
Toodles.